Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Onita and welcome to my March TBR. My March TBR is going to consist of catching up on books I did not get to read in February and January, which means no TBR jar for the month. I'm sorry if you were really looking forward to it. I was too. It's just, it kicked my butt this time. It really kicked my butt. And I'm so far behind and I want to catch up a little bit. And this is going to have a month-long holiday. It did me dirty, this jar. This jar did me dirty. It's taking a break because I feel like I need a break from it because it just did me so wrong. I have around 11 books I want to talk to you about, so let's get into the video. So for the January catch-up, we have two books that I have been pretty much reading for months now. We have 4 books that I did not get a chance to read in January. Voyager, which is the 3rd book in the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. It's a historic fiction, epic romance tale. It's got a time travel element. I'm really liking the series a lot. We have The Atlas Complex by Olivia Blake. I don't hate this book at all. I'm really enjoying it and I'm really invested in it. I just haven't had the chance to read it. It's the last book in the trilogy. I think it actually is going to be a trilogy this time. It's fantasy. It's a dark academia, even though some people say it really isn't, but it's dark academia. I have not read enough dark academia to tell you whether it is or isn't, but it's like a tournament, magic school kind of thing. It's really fascinating. I really enjoy it. However, because it's been so long in between each publication date for each book, especially between 2 and 3, my memories of it are a little bit fuzzy, but I am still really enjoying this. Bloodsong, which is the 1st book in the Raven's Shadow trilogy by Anthony Ryan. It's a fantasy. I believe it's military fantasy. I don't know too much else about it. I've wanted to read this for quite some time now, and it was an indie published or self-published book, and then it got picked up by a traditional publisher. Anthony Ryan's books like really speak to me. They like really draw my eye to his book. I always keep looking at his books, and I really hopefully want to get to this book because I do have an interest in Anthony Ryan's books. Stormfront, the 1st book in the Dresden Files series by Jem Butcher. It's a fantasy series, a bit of a longer one. It's urban fantasy, and this guy called Harry, I believe his name is Harry Dresden. He's a wizard and he's a private investigator, and he goes around and investigates these paranormal disturbances, these dark forces in this urban setting, and it is like around 18 books long. I think it's a long series. I'm not gonna lie. Now for the February catch-up, we have 4 books again. Wolf Hall, which is the 1st book in the Thomas Cromwell trilogy by Hilary Mantel. Historical fiction. I've wanted to read it for quite some time. It's a bit of a difficult book to try to explain to you. I know. I think it's like heavily political. Henry VIII or something like that, and it's historical fiction, and I really like historical fiction. I just don't read it all that often, unfortunately. It was a 5-star prediction book for 2023 that I just did not get around to reading in 2023, unfortunately, and I wanted to do like a 2023 5-star predictions review. I just didn't read this book to actually do it, unfortunately. The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. I did not get a chance to read this book in the Reading Romance reading vlog that I did in February, and it follows 2 sisters. They go to a wedding, they end up in a car crash, and the person involved in the car crash, apart from the sisters, is Addie's ex-boyfriend Dylan. Like, they're going to the same wedding anyway, so reluctantly Addie agrees to let Dylan hop into the car with them with his best friend so they can go to the wedding together. They have 400 miles left to go, and they had a very messy breakup, so there's like tension between them. Wayward by Amelia Hart. This is a 5-star prediction for 2024. I think it's historical fiction again. I believe it follows 3 women, and I believe they have some sort of interconnectedness. There's some sort of connection between them, and it follows the hardships that women face, whether or not they were witches in like years ago, eons ago, or just even in modern day. It follows and talks about women's hardships in society. Aurora Rising, which is the 1st book in the Aurora Cycle trilogy by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. The way I can explain it to you is pretty much like Guardians of the Galaxy, in a way. It follows this group of people There's this guy who, he's late to a ceremony or something where he can pick out his, like, the best of the best in this academy, and he ends up picking up, well, he really has no choice but to choose the leftovers that people don't really want. And it's this mishmash of people, mishmash of species. They go on this intergalactic journey where they come across a person named Aurora, and I think she's just like passed out floating in space or something. They bring her on board, but she has a bit of a secret. I believe she has the power to create wars or end them or something like that. She's got special abilities, I believe. I do have some March anticipated releases. Oh my god, I'm really stressing myself out, aren't I? Empire of the Damned, which is the second book in the Empire of the Vampire trilogy by Jay Kristoff. I'm hyped. I'm running to the bookstore as soon as this one comes out. The Woods All Black by Lee Mandello. It's like a little novella I'm really excited to read. I have read 2 books by this author before, and I've really enjoyed them. And Expiration Dates by Rebecca Surley. I'm a little nervous about this one, I'm not going to lie. I've not heard the best about this, but I'm still going to read it to find out if I like it or not. What have I done to myself? Honestly, my March anticipated releases. No, I do have a reading vlog idea for 2 of them at least. Oh my god, I'm really, well, to be honest, Voyager and the Atlas Complex I should get to pretty quickly. I am a decent way in it, that I should hopefully, fingers crossed, be able to read it in between other books and get it finished hopefully within March. Oh my gosh. And the other books, look. March is going to be a stressful month. I don't want to think about it. I'm just going to read, I'm going to focus. And honestly, guys, wish me luck. I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.